A different world.
Everybody out on the fence.
With its own rules. Often justice in their own hands.
In there, in the pool, we drown the sex offenders.
Zero tolerance.
Back to your cells.
Gangs. Violence. Drugs.
You can get all drugs inside.
And harassment.
I did it to make it tough.
And inhumane conditions. All this behind bars. In the toughest prisons in the world. The United States, Arizona. In the middle of one of the world's largest deserts, where summer temperatures soar to over 120 degrees Fahrenheit. Often plunging at night to a mere 16 degrees. Right here lies a huge penal facility. 12,000 inmates in 6 separate prisons. Among them, the toughest jail in the USA. In the center of the burning Sonora Desert, prisoners are incarcerated in tents, or to be more exact, in the Tent City Jail. Monday always sees plenty of new arrivals. Shift begins for Officer Calvin Ross. He gets ready for the intake.
Hang tight, gentlemen. Hang on.
A number of new arrivals are already waiting in the admission cells.
20, 21, 22. Are these all ready to go then, or no?
Yeah.
Today, 22 prisoners are moving into their new home, the notorious Tent City Jail.
Gentlemen, listen up, all right? When I call your name, step on out, all right? And let me see your ID. And if I pronounce your last name wrong, I know that you've been called worse somewhere else, so.
Coming straight from the courtroom, the prisoners should already be clean. That doesn't matter to Officer Ross.
No, yep, just stand right in front of them. There you go.
Ross and his colleagues frisk each new arrival. Their goal? Nobody smuggles anything in.
Take your fingers, open your mouth, go through it, make sure there's nothing in there. Lift up.
All right. We're gonna have a travel partner. All right, you guys are gonna follow in. You guys are gonna be my leader.
Monday is rush hour in the admission facility. The number of new inmates is enormous after the weekend. Arizona is known as the U.S. state with America's harshest judicial system. Even a petty crime can land one behind bars. Each door brings the new arrivals closer to the infamous prison. Stories abound across the nation about Tent City's intolerable harshness and harassment. But most of the prisoners don't yet know what's waiting for them behind the next door.
Wait at the first day for the officer to call your name and give you a bed assignment.
Tent City Jail. Barbed wire and tents in the middle of the desert. Temperatures inside the tents are often over 140 degrees Fahrenheit.
Everybody out on the fence. Everybody up and out on the fence. Grab your shirt.
They're dicks. All of that.
The conditions are like those in a bad Hollywood film, except this is bitter reality.
I would cry on the way out to work and I would cry on the way back.
Here, the men wear pink. And many think of pigs when they eat.
You know what they feed the pigs? That's what it looks like.
That's the way he wants it.
I did it to make it tough.
Those who don't get it and need a tougher lesson land in the hole. Isolation for 23 hours a day. It's hard to stay sane.
Anything can set it off.
1 minute it's calm, blink of an eye, then all of a sudden they're fighting.
I'd rather be in any other jail than be here.
Behind bars, in what could be the USA's toughest jail. Those incarcerated in Tent City in the Arizona desert first learn about the special dress code. It all begins quite harmlessly, with a change of shirt. Those who have been sent to Tent City have been officially convicted and need an official shirt.
Everybody on this yard is fully sentenced, so therefore he cannot wear that shirt because it says unsentenced. He, in essence, is fully sentenced.
The sheriff's inmate. From now on, the new prisoners are completely in the hands of the most notorious sheriff in the USA, Joe Arpaio, founder of Tent City, who also thought up a very special dress code for his inmates. Because from now on, pink is in. Not only for Tent City's female prisoners, but for the males too. Pink towels. And pink underwear. For all prisoners, pink is mandatory. Including socks.
Real men wear pink, right?
Thought up by a sheriff who parks his own tank outside the jail. Joe Arpaio is reckoned to be the toughest of all hardliners among America's prison wardens.
They smuggle to sell. So I decided to go pink because nobody wears pink underwear. So when they get out, we see pink. That's our underwear. That's the official reason. The other reason is they hate pink. Why would you give them a color that they like?
More than a few human rights activists regard Arpaio as a kind of sadist. He can live with that, as must the new arrivals.
It is what it is. Can't really change anything until I get out, you know.
Pink underwear is just the beginning, as new prisoners soon discover when assigned to their new home, which consists of tents baking in the desert heat. Brainchild of Sheriff Arpaio, who introduced them in 1993, and since then has funneled about 500,000 prisoners through the system.
I volunteered.
The tent city behind barbed wire and a high fence has capacity for 2,000 inmates. Arpaio dreamt up a highly cost-effective facility and found old Army surplus tents from the Korean War. Each tent houses 22 inmates. Under the sticky canvas stand the hated metal bunks, rusted iron bunk beds, where the prisoners have to sleep at night. For those who break the law, Sheriff Arpaio knows no mercy.
I did it to make it tough. And when anybody complains, I have one thing I say, and it shuts everybody's mouth. Our men and women fighting for our country, they live in tents. What's wrong with the prisoners that violated the law to live in tents?
Instead of spending $80 million on a new building, Joe Arpaio invested $150,000 in old tents, rusty beds, barbed wire, and fences. Now, the prison looks just like the sheriff wanted. A jail the inmates will hate so much, they'll never want to come back. But it's not just Arpaio's rules that make this jail so harsh. It's also the hostile environment in the blistering heat of the Sonora Desert, making it a hellhole for every inmate. In summer, the mercury can hit over 140 degrees inside the tents.
Right now the temperature in the tent right here on this bunk in the shade is 46 degrees Celsius. The rooftop, 60 degrees Celsius. The metal in this bunk, 56 degrees Celsius, 57. Yeah, it's hot. You turn the fan on that's above you, it makes it like a convection oven. So, not sure what that is, take your hair dryer, put it in your face and just sit like that for a minute or two, and it's probably about what it feels like.
Pink underwear, 140 degrees under the desert sun, and all that in a tent.
I don't want to ruin my reputation and be called the nicest sheriff in America or the world. And if they don't like it, when you get out, be good. Be a good citizen.
4 a.m. Night in Tent City is over. All arise for the morning shift. Even at night, the thermometer in the hottest season is never below 95 degrees, making sleep virtually impossible. The night is also over for 21-year-old Freddie. Like all the other inmates, he must go to work 7 days a week. Freddie is serving 1 year for illegal possession of weapons and drugs. Anyone who is quick in the bathroom can catch a bit more sleep in the prison's only air-conditioned room.
Get up, take a shower, brush your teeth, shave, sit here for about an hour and a half waiting for work. And once they call you, you go to work. Every day the same thing. But yeah, I'd rather be at work than be outside right here because it's hot, it's too hot, I can't even sleep.
South Tower trustees and the court. South Tower trustees and the court.
You sure? 1720.
1720.
Today, Freddie and the others have to labor in one of the other prisons. They're marched off in handcuffs. But today, the group doesn't get very far.
You fucking down, man. Man, you fucking up my wrist, homeboy. Hey, man, hey, fucking up the chain, fucking up the chain. You fucking up my wrist, man. Undo me from this dumbass.
Poor sleep, permanent exhaustion, tough rules, and a bunch of criminals. An explosive mix.
Unions, be advised, I'm about to mic out. I'm in the parking lot. Careful.
The two guards call for backup.
What you got?
Back there, saw him struggling with these guys. I guess they were arguing because he was pulling on the chain.
As so often in Tent City, small cause, big effect.
Little Piranha tried to get feisty right now. That's what happened. I don't know. He doesn't. He's not a morning person, so I don't know. He just got mad.
Any breach of the rules is rigorously punished. The initiator will spend the next 30 days in the dreaded hole. Daily routine behind bars. "6:30 a.m. The prisoners reach Lower Buckeye Jail. Behind thick concrete walls, sex offenders, juvenile felons, and other dangerous prisoners sit awaiting trial. Freddie's 8-hour shift begins.
T16-8547.
As a so-called trustee, he must perform menial tasks.
I just gotta sweep and mop, pick up all the clothes that are around the bubble over there. I have to check out the trashes.
Hardly a dream job, but at least here inside, it's cool.
No, I'd rather be here. In the daytime, it's really hot, really hot. The first day I went to the tents, I almost passed out just for working out. I did just a little bit of push-ups and stuff, and I almost passed out doing it.
Fainting in the heat, no rarity in Tent City, least of all in the female tent tract, and what is known as the chain gang. 22-year-old Katie is getting ready for just such an activity in the burning heat, and in chains.
Chain gang, hoorah! It's really, really hot. Really a lot of sweating. Some girls, sometimes when we have newer girls, they get a little sick sometimes because they're not used to being out in the heat.
A chain gang means forced labor in chains, a method harking back to the times of slavery and widely used for prisoners well into the 1950s. Nowadays, hard labor in the chain gang only exists here in Arizona, and needless to say, in Joe Arpaio's jail. Katie and Jennifer, her fellow sufferer, prepare the steel hobbles.
You got it?
4 prisoners per chain. Once the hobbles are firmly attached, the female guard drills them on the rules.
Okay, rule number 1. I will be a model inmate. Say it again, I can't hear you. I will be a model inmate. When? At all times.
Anyone who doesn't blindly obey the 10 prison rules is asking for trouble.
I will maintain all my property in the provided 2 property boxes.
Ready, front. Mark time, march.
Ignorance of the rules means getting chopped from the chain gang. And for those prisoners sitting in the hole, it's the only way to work their way out of the dreaded solitary confinement. The military drill is the means to an end, creating structure without mercy, like in special army units. Every step is prescribed, and under the strict gaze of the female guard, nobody better break ranks. In the bus, they leave the prison area. Always right behind the portable toilet. That too plays its role in a system that many describe as maltreatment. Further harassment. The chain gang always works on busy roads, deliberately subjecting the prisoners to the curious gaze of former neighbors, workmates, and friends. Before they set out, a final caution.
All those things can be construed as weapons, so do not pick them up, because you will not like my reaction to it. If you see any of those things, step away from it.
Before starting off, the prisoners are allowed to use the prison's portable toilet. Just once. Mind you, only in chains. Still, these are so long that there's no need for the rest of the chain gang to enter. They can wait outside. Jennifer, a German immigrant, convicted for drug offenses, is struggling hard with Joe Arpaio's strict regulations, especially in view of the heat.
We're told the night before to drink at least 3 of those bottles of water because the officers do not want you to collapse. But on the other hand, we're only allowed to use the toilet once, just before we start work. If you have to go to the toilet again, you've got to hold it in.
Today's job for what Sheriff Arpaio proudly boasts is the world's only female chain gang clearing the bushes so that no venomous snakes can nest on the roadside. All that in chains. All that in over 110 degrees. And all that in public.
I would cry on the way out to work, and I would cry on the way back, because driving by all the neighborhoods and stuff that I've been around, that I've drove in, that I've grew up in, all that stuff, and realizing that I'm driving around in stripes now. I never thought I'd be in this position. And it just really makes you depressed because you let your life get that bad, that you let yourself get that bad.
Katie was convicted for multiple drug offenses: addiction, possession, drug-related crime. A typical career for the tents. No dangerous felons do time here, yet that's how the inmates are treated, and often pushed to their physical limits.
You want any water over your neck? No. Okay.
Jennifer, attached to the chain gang, finds it aggravating that the sheriff and his officers are so proud of their methods.
I've never experienced anything like this before. And that's why they think it is so special, because it is the only chain gang, the only female chain gang in the world. That's why they think the harder the better. I think it's borderline insanity.
I'm good, guys.
Afternoon. The heat is unbearable. In the meantime, over 110 degrees Fahrenheit without any shade. Labor in the blistering sun. The toughest conditions imaginable. Cold water, the only refreshment. There are wet towels, naturally in pink. The only relief against the desert heat.
That's life right there, huh?
Sheriff Joe Arpaio, of course, has his own unique perspective.
We have people today fixing air conditioning on the roof, cutting trees. So why do we say it's too hot living in the tents? Many people don't even have air conditioning.
No one has air conditioning in Tent City, apart from the guard post at the entrance, for which Arpaio approved a special water spray cooling system because of the heat. On days like these, most inmates lie listlessly in their cots. And even this supposed calm is soon to be disturbed, since constant disturbance is part of Joe Arpaio's concept. A task for the Special Response Team, the special unit behind bars, SRT for short. Part of their standard equipment is the taser, an electrical shock device that, in an emergency, can put prisoners out of commission within seconds.
We use it a lot just for display. Just to let the inmates know, hey, we're here, we do have a taser present. The inmate quickly gets a change of behavior. And they're like, I'm sorry, I won't do it again. So when it is used, it's pretty effective.
It's important for Arpaio that his team knows how to handle the taser. That's why the nearby Sheriff's Training Center even offers taser training. The electric shock weapon consists of 2 power units. This enables it to be immediately fired twice in succession. When fired, 2 metal needles bore under the skin and transmit an electric current. To ensure that the metal needles remain in the body, they're fitted with barbs. The security forces call the taser less lethal.
And when that happens, you can see, you can hear, you can think, you just can't do anything about it. So if you're standing and you get tased, you're gonna fall over. It's not the taser that's gonna kill you, it's a secondary injury of being tased. So you bouncing your head off the toilet or off the table or even off the floor or the wall. That's what can cause serious bodily harm or possibly death.
The taser, however, is not mandatory for the guards. Each officer can decide for himself whether he wants to carry it. SRT briefing session.
Okay, today we're gonna go over to Tents Jail. Over there, monitor the inmates, see if you notice anything unusual, anybody grouping up, anybody quickly hiding something, you know, if they react funny to us being there. Otherwise, we'll just find a couple bunks, search them randomly and see if we come up with anything.
Wake up, gentlemen. Everybody out on the fence. Everybody up and out on the fence. Grab your shirt, grab your sandals, let's go.
The SRT uses the element of surprise so that the prisoners don't have a chance to hide anything.
Keep your hands behind your backs, gentlemen. Behind your back, sir. Not your head, your back. Thank you.
The inmates have to line up at the fence. The tone of voice, rough. Opposition, not tolerated.
A little bit, scoot down. To the right.
Good right there. Walk your feet back towards me.
Everyone is carefully frisked. The guards know from experience that the prisoners could have hidden things virtually everywhere.
I found one was a kite, or what we call a kite, was a note on a murder hit from one of the Mexican mafias or one of the big gangs in the area. They were looking to go and actually kill somebody.
The SR team goes through everything, thoroughly, and without any respect for personal privacy. Every find entails drastic penalties, anxious moments for the inmates. If they're found with anything, the hole awaits them. The hole, the name given to the lockdown cells, is located in the neighboring Towers Jail. Anybody confined here has plenty of time to think. Lockup, 23 hours a day. Open cells, only 1 hour a day. No privileges. 3 inmates share a tiny cell. Their only view for weeks on end, bars and barbed wire.
But here's 3 people in a cell, you know what I mean? And
then there's a table with just 1 seat on it.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, it's funny because you have a 3-man cell, but a table with 1 seat, so you're kind of just like.
Definitely rough business, you know.
Privacy, 0. Even the toilet is set in the middle of the 3-man cell.
If you toilet, you gotta give your cell, give them a heads up, like, hey, I'm gonna use the toilet, so. And most times they gotta cover up their head, you know what I'm saying, so they don't smell nothing or see whatever. So we do have a rule too, like, you know what I'm saying, while we're eating, nobody's allowed to use the restroom.
If things go well, which is seldom and erratic, then the prisoners are allowed to spend their open hour in the prison yard. Fresh air in the cage. The only view, a piece of sky with barbed wire. Although Tent City Jail itself is only secured with metal fences and lots of barbed wire, the outbreak rate is almost 0. The male and female areas are strictly separated, concealed and contact-proof. All contact between the sexes is strictly prohibited. Surveillance cameras cover even the tiniest corner. In the security areas, the guards can follow everything precisely on high-resolution monitors. No movement escapes their watchful eyes. In the common room, an officer keeps watch in the bubble, a wire cage. And there are further security measures. Doors inside the prison have normal locks, but the gates to the outside world can only be opened and closed by remote control. The SRT is on the alert for unseen weapons, dangerous objects, and drugs. The prisoner's every possession, be it ever so small, is carefully inspected. Every potential hiding place examined.
Yeah, they get pretty creative. I gotta look for holes in the mattress. They could hide stuff inside of it. You know, there's a lot of foam in here. It's just endless, the amount of places they could hide stuff.
Apart from inside the mattresses, popular hiding places include under the tent roof or on the lamps. However, this time, team leader Garner makes a find in the lower bunk.
So, you know, even something as simple as these pencils. These are small little golf pencils that they're issued. If we wanted them to have long pencils, we'd give them to them. But for comfort, they make them longer themselves. So this is rolled up papers and rubber bands and stuff, and it doesn't seem like much, but it still could be very dangerous. you know, if you were to stab somebody with it. So stuff like this is also taken away.
The elongated pencil doesn't yet constitute a weapon. Lucky for the owner, who can stay out of the hole. Lots of prisoners also hide cigarettes, since smoking is banned in the whole of Tent City. The next find waits underneath a bunk, and, as opposed to the pencil, this one has implications for its owner.
They're keep-on-person meds, but they didn't belong to the person who was assigned to that bunk. So it's just one's aspirin and the other one's ibuprofen. Somebody just handed them off to their friend when they left. Or
This violation will have consequences.
You Nicholson? Yeah. Yeah? Come over here, have a seat, man. Other side of the table. These aren't your medications, are they?
No.
No? Where'd you get them from?
The guy who, because I had hurt myself at work or whatever, and he was like, man, I got some ibuprofen, and I was like, cool. He was like, hold these for me in my locker. So at first I was holding them for him in my locker. He got rolled up, like.
If they're not prescribed to you, you're not supposed to have them.
Punishment in the hole is mercifully overlooked.
Probably just restriction, like visitation restriction for just medications.
The prisoner was lucky. No hole for him. For the SRT, on the other hand, they have to go in, since the professional search troop continues its raid there. Meanwhile, the inmates can go back to their tents. Once the SRT is gone, the first thing is to clean up, clearing up the chaos that the search party left behind. And if the prisoners are to be believed, today's raid was pretty harmless because a camera crew was present.
They're fake.
They're putting
up a show. Usually they're dicks. All of them. Usually, yeah, assholes. All of them.
Hardship, heat, strict rules, and harassment. According to the sheriff, all this is supposed to give the inmates cause to rethink. Prisoner Freddie doesn't care. He's a permanent guest.
At 15, 16, started doing drugs, and then just went downhill from there. I got a criminal damage charge, had a warrant for my arrest, not going to court, and that's when it began. I just started coming, ever since then I started coming almost every other 5 months, back and forth out of here.
Freddie belongs to a street gang, and this year alone served time in 9 different prisons, including Tent City. For the 21-year-old, a revolving door. Even the sheriff's harsh methods have apparently failed.
I'm honestly a drug addict, you know what I mean? So I know I'm gonna be bagging, ain't nothing. I've been here 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. Yeah, I'm just not smart-minded, dude, you know what I mean? Like, I always go back to it, always. Even when I'm in here, yeah, I ain't never going, I could say I'm not going back to drugs, but once I get out, let's go right back to it.
Many others are also regular guests here, and the next disturbance lies ahead.
Lockdown. All inmates proceed to your cells immediately.
Lockdown. Every 2 hours, this command rings out in the tents. The prisoners must all be in their tents to be counted. Anyone missing is considered a fugitive, and the search begins. All the rest must remain in their beds until the situation has been resolved. Towers Jail. The SRT has meanwhile arrived at the tract containing the cells of the hole. The special unit gets to work.
Good. Here, man. Up on the wall right there. Come on down. Join them.
Go ahead and stand next to him.
Everybody get down.
Other side.
The team is particularly careful in the hole. An officer covers his colleagues with a so-called pepper ball shotgun. The weapon shoots pepper shot, which causes extreme pain, and whose high impact knocks the victim down. Meanwhile, the rest of the team begins the raid. The problem, there are lots of tiny cracks and corners, and the prisoners have ample time to come up with outlandish hiding places.
We've had a lot of rash lately where they take razor blades out of their razors, dismantle them, and they put them and paste them behind the flag on the wall because it's just a sticker. So they'll peel it up, stick the razor blade there, and re-secure it against the wall.
The special cops search thoroughly, but today's yield is limited. Again, they only find an unauthorized pencil.
If they were sharpened to a point, if they had a razor in it, then it would be considered a weapon, and then we would take action at that point. But this is just for their convenience and for their comfort, so it's just removed at that point. And they can just go back to using the golf pencils or go back upstairs and make another one, and then I'll take it tomorrow.
Relief for the prisoners in the hole. The SRT pulls out, this time without any noteworthy success. That this is far from always the case can be seen by the findings from previous raids. Self-made knives, lighters, and drugs. Since cigarettes are strictly prohibited in the tent jail, they count as hotly traded contraband. Afternoon, the day shift returns from work. Hundreds of prisoners in handcuffs wait for admittance at the side entrance. After the count comes the next disturbance. All prisoners have to shave, officially twice a day, sometimes even more frequently. Those who don't stick to the rule land in the hole. Just like anyone who fails to return his disposable razor with its sharp blade. The guards know exactly how potentially dangerous those razors can be.
Is they'll flick it on the ground like this, and this breaks off, and then you just slide the blade out.
If just one of them fails to return his razor, Arpaio's guards punish all the inmates.
So you go in, you get a razor. You come out, you better have a razor on you, okay? If not, we search you, lock down the whole yard, no movement, phones are off, television's off, no privileges until we find that razor. See the last one.
End of shift for the chain gang. After hours in the sweltering heat, the women return to the toughest jail in the USA. A brief time cooling off in the air-conditioned common room. Then, luxury's over. Even after months in Tent City, Jennifer is still shocked by the harshness.
There was an inmate. She was pregnant, and she gave birth around the time of her release. She was taken to the hospital, to a normal hospital, but what I did not know, and what she told me, was that she was escorted by 2 guards, 2 male guards. I thought they'd at least send female guards, but they were male. And they stayed in the room while she gave birth, and she was chained to the bed. That was harsh. And the 2 male guards stayed in the room the whole time. I would have felt uncomfortable. I could not do that. But she had no choice. And then the baby, she was allowed to hold it for a few hours, and then the officers, I do not want to say which officers, because then they'd know, came and took it away.
All have given up any hope of clemency, including Katie, who at least hopes that with all its brutality, Tent City will forever free her from her demons. For many years, she was addicted to heroin.
My mom said, good. She said I needed to be here, that I deserved to be here, which I can't disagree with her. It's really hard to think that, like, I'm in here and I'm missing my grandma getting married. I'm missing my cousin being in the hospital from a car accident, not being able to be there. I'm missing my godson's birthday. It's really hard. When you're out there, you don't care. When you're out there and you're high and you're doing your crimes and your thing and you're in that world, you don't care. But when you're in here and you're sober and you realize everything that really matters and everything you've taken for granted, you start to care, and it really hurts. So it's really hard, and I miss it more than anything.
Each prisoner has their own troubled history. and must often also share the misfortune of others.
We've had girls miscarry in here. And it's really, really traumatic. It's really traumatic because you have all these females, most of them have had kids. You know, some are in the room pregnant still. And then you have a girl that miscarries in front of all of us. And we all have to see it. It's hard. And so we all try to be there and for emotional support and try to help it out. When it comes to those things, everybody comes together.
Evening descends on Tent City. Dinner time. The meal could be a highlight of the day in the privation of the tent jail. But, seeing as it's Joe Arpaio's jail, it's not.
This we like to call kibble. No, I'm just kidding. It's like soy and, I don't know, dog food.
The meal consists of mashed potatoes, rolls, vegetables, and a soya mush, the dog food, also known as slob.
Never. Not gonna touch it. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. You can dare me. It's not happening.
The men in the canteen next door get the same menu. And just like the women, they get it every day. In Joe Arpaio's jail, exactly the same food is served every day, strictly vegetarian.
If you take a picture of wet dog food, and then you see this after a couple bites, it looks just like wet dog food.
You know what they feed the pigs out on a farm? That's what it looks like.
I don't know, it's nasty. It's nasty stuff. I don't know, I wouldn't feed my dog it.
If they don't like the food, too bad. Don't come to jail. What did I run can I have Chinese one week, Italian the next? What is this, a hotel? I'm gonna take away their butter now, save another $100,000.
Especially devious, while the prisoners struggle every day with the same hated and completely unseasoned meals, the Food Channel is running on TV in the background, showing a total contrast.
That's good, they learn how to cook.
A sheriff who enjoys the chicanery, inhuman heat, frustrated prisoners, a dangerous combination. After a day in the scorching heat, one of the prisoners has a breakdown. The consequences come swiftly. The guards step in. Why the prisoner is so enraged, nobody knows. To prevent other inmates from being infected, they must first be removed from the tent. Then, the troublemaker is questioned by the guards.
Hell no, I'm good, man.
Well, you're crying.
I'm not crying, man. You got me fucked up, sir.
So what's coming
No,
out of
you
your
know
eye?
what? I got a little bit emotional for a moment. I thought about some of my friends that I lost in Desert Storm.
Okay.
Okay?
You need to go see a medical?
No, I'm good.
I don't.
You want to know? Yes, sir. I'm here. You tased me. Yeah, but I don't fuck around. Serious. I just fired it. I'm sorry, gentlemen.
Make sure you keep a hold of it.
No disrespect, sir.
Arpaio's men lead the prisoner off. Officer Ross and a colleague take him for a medical examination. Over the next few hours, it will be decided whether he is sent to the hole or transferred to a psychiatric ward. Daily events for the guards in Tent City, the toughest jail in the USA.
Empathy, I have. I understand things, but I just don't have sympathy. Empathy, I do. Being in my position, it's care, custody, and control. I mean, we don't have to treat people inhumane or anything to get people to do things or anything like that. I mean, if people are sick, I mean, we want them to get well. I mean, we don't want them to turn into a bigger problem because they're sick and you're not going to do nothing about it. That's not right. Put you in here for a few minutes. There you go, guy. Come here, guy. All right? Hang tight.
Is that 5 years in prison? For real?
Don't worry about it. You're all right.
All right, I'm gonna wait for Trejo to show up. We'll
All
go
right.
from there.
Tent City Jail in Phoenix, Arizona. The toughest jail in the USA. Constant control. disciplinary action. Shakedowns. Back-breaking toil under the desert sun. In chains. Not only for the men, but for the women too. Seeing tasty meals on the Food Channel, eating miserably at the same time. Rule breakers land in the hole, locked up for 23 hours a day. In summer, the heat in the tents is unbearable. For Sheriff Arpaio, it's all exaggerated by the media.
We have a tough reputation, but it's not as bad as you see in the newspaper or Amnesty International hates the tents. Everybody, the civil rights people, they all hate the tents. But I'm still here, and the tents are still here. They're not going anywhere.
And so Freddie, too, will spend the next coming months behind barbed wire in a tent.
Honestly, I don't even remember what time it is. I don't even know what today is. I just let it ride until I get released. But that's kind of hard. But I mean, I can get through it. I'm tired of being here, man. It sucks here. You know what I mean? They treat us like slaves.
Jennifer wants to fundamentally change her life and leave Tent City in Arizona after her sentence.
I have foster parents in Germany. They're already over 80 years old. I want to see them again. And if I go on like that, I'll never see them again.
Katie, too, has plans once the tents are behind her.
First, I have to go to school and find out what's going on with my FAFSA. Figure out if I'm going to get it back so I can go back to classes, you know? I'm not coming back here. I will never say never, but I will say that I'm not coming back. I'm not gonna let it happen. I've had my fill of this place, let's just put it that way. I'm good.
No one can say for sure who will return and who won't. But one thing is certain. Joe Arpaio will always have room in the world's toughest tent jail.